Falling Upon Earth by Matsuo Basho is written in haiku, a Japanese form of poetry. The modern haiku consists of 3 lines with a total of 17 syllables. The first and third lines consist of 5 syllables and is comprised of 7 syllables. In this haiku, Matsuo Basho uses images of nature to consider larger messages about life and spirituality. Let's see the summary of the haiku. In a rural setting, perhaps upon isolated Japanese mountain, the observer sees rainwater fall from the white petals of the camellia blossom. However, from the word choice, imagery, and what we know of Basho's style, this haiku likely has a deeper meaning. It is not merely a description of nature. Dew or rainwater on camellia blossom was probably not an unusual sight, and yet clearly Basho finds great symbolism in the scene. Some background information will make the poem's meaning clearer. In Japanese literature, the camellia flower symbolizes the samurai warrior, a professional soldier in feudal Japan who was charged with the task of defending his clan leader. Samurai, like the knights of Europe, often had short lives. The flower of the camellia plant also has a short life, and after it falls to the earth in one piece, reminiscent of the fallen soldier. Basho had trained as a samurai until his samurai master and friend died unexpectedly at a young age. Basho begins the first line of his poem with a dramatic verb that sets a somber tone, falling. It is even more ominous because we do not know what is falling to the earth, and this ambiguity strengthens the poem's allegorical message. Instead of using the less formal word ground, Basho chooses earth perhaps to connote images of burial, as if the soldier is returning to the earth. The subject of the poem found at the beginning of line 2 is very significant. Basho does not simply say water but adds the adjective pure, suggesting that it is a worthy, even blameless person who has died. In line 2, Basho employs another strong verb, spills. This verb evokes a sense of finality, unexpectedness, and regret. Unlike such alternative words as drops or pours, the word spills matches the dramatic tone of the first line and completes Basho's allegory of a life ended unexpectedly. Readers who are familiar with only a few particular types of poetry may fail to recognize the beauty of haiku. For the same reason that the poem's beauty escapes them, its reflection on the general subject of beauty may also be missed. The key is simplicity. Basho gives us here a vision that exists in all cultures. The flowers die, and that a drop of water can be held in the tiny cup of a bloom, but will eventually spill out. The beauty of the camellia is that it is able to contain any water, that is even able to flower before death. The beauty of the poem is that it is able to convey such a clear, thought-provoking image before its abrupt end. The technique Basho uses to establish the flower's purity, and what could be more beauty than a pure flower, is called metonymy, or the use of something closely related to represent an actual object. There could be no pure water in the decaying or damaged flower, but by saying pure water instead of the pure camellia, he is able to extend the feeling of purity beyond just one object and stretch to span the entire poem. The fact that a haiku is able to provide one clear visual image in its 17 syllables is a tremendous enough feat, but in this poem, Basho manages to imply the camellia's entire life cycle by pointing out the suddenness of its end. Read in terms of human life, this poem provides us with a short drama that borders upon tragedy. A flower bud with petals open enough to hold water, dropping abruptly to the earth, like a person in perfect health and productivity, dropping dead in the street. Us about our fates, we wonder why this happens. The flower is not like the person, however, in that we do not suspect that foul play is afoot or that a mistake has been made. Instead, we accept the transformation as nature taking its course. That the camellia falls is no surprise, since camellia flowers are known to do that. Just as spontaneously as is presented here, the action springing at the reader in the poem's first word. What slows down and makes us ponder our own lives is that the flower was doing something, holding water, specifically pure water, the moment that it fell. Basho implies the power of that order in nature with the purity of the water. Even if being in the camellia's blossom was not what made the water pure, there is definitely something in nature that provided it in its pure state without complications. At first, the complete harmony of this system that has allowed dew to slowly accumulate within the flower's cup appears to be shattered by the violence of the actions. The two verbs falling and spills strongly imply disorder rather than order. It is in juxtaposing these two states of being, tranquility and tumult, that the poem reaches out and captures the reader's imagination, encouraging the reader to wonder which is closer to the true state of affairs or how the two could coexist peacefully. The water spilling and the flower's headlong plunge are presented occurring exactly when they should, not as a violation to the flower's leisurely water gathering, but as a complement to it.